Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, sister.
Welcome today to this session in honor of Mother's Day. Sunday is Mother's Day. We all have mothers. Many of us are mothers. But when in the Brahma Kumaris we honor or celebrate anything, we always take a slightly different angle to things. And so today we're gonna explore a little bit this mothering part within you, which all mothers have, but all of us also have within us. And maybe mothers need to be honored a little extra for that. But also mothers may need to honor that within themselves for themselves. One of the beautiful characteristics of mothers, what makes them mothers and what also why they are loved, is mothers have this ability to surrender and sacrifice for the well-being of the child. And in general, the mother principle is a principle where she cares, and she even is able to surrender or sacrifice her own comforts for the comforts of the child. And not only for the child, but also for the family, the whole family, not only for children, but for the whole family. And so this ability to surrender to the well-being of the family or for others, to sacrifice our own comforts for others. Let us use that principle also for ourselves, to also nurture the self and to also be able to put the self first when that is needed. But over time, this ability may be weakened. Over time, this ability to love and care may be weakened if we do not nurture ourselves. So, but before we go any further, I thought it will be nice to hear from all of you. What is the speciality of mothers? What is the beauty of mothers?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. Anyone else? Anything else?
Protecting the child
Protecting the
at
child
any cost,
at any cost,
unselfish.
unselfishly.
Comforting.
Comforting.
Always giving.
Always giving. That attitude of
Yes.
yeah, wanting the best for the other. Giving. Very good. Patience.
Mhm.
Mothers have patience, like saints. Mhm.
Empathy and in tune with the child.
Empathy.
And
Be-
in tune, if something, even the facial expression, and mother knows.
Mhm. Very good.
So we need to recognize, though, I don't mean to be negative, all mothers are not perfect.
No, of course not. But the one thing is mother as a person or the motherly qualities.
Yeah, they are there, but
And somehow mothers, that role of mothers, it brings out motherly qualities. But of course, not everyone is the same. And over time, like I was mentioning, over time, these motherly qualities may have weakened. Maybe in all of us, but in some maybe more than in others. So what has happened? But it is good to remind ourselves of what are these motherly qualities. Resourcefulness, they sometimes have to make do with anything to create, to what is the word? To resolve a situation or to, yeah, definitely resourcefulness.
Did we say unconditional love?
Yeah, unconditional love was the
Yes,
first thing
right.
that Jose said.
need to be ready for anything they ask for.
Ever ready,
Ever ready, yes.
midnight. Eyes everywhere. Eyes everywhere. Anything else? I also feel that mothers are, in general, no, a motherly quality is to be the child's best friend. Again, not all mothers are, and not all children are with their mothers, but sometimes even when we are adults, if we feel sad or if we feel a bit lonely or if we feel misunderstood, who we run to? If she's still there, we want to go to mommy, no? Because we know mom will always be there and will always love, will always accept.
Sister, one more thing that I noticed. The mothers have this intuition. And yeah, because my daughter was traveling to, she was going to Israel years ago. And it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And just I woke up and something, there was tremendous force to call. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And when I called, she was so sick at that moment. And I didn't realize, 3 o'clock, why would I call? So something about intuitively, you sense the need or the cry of your child.
Mm. There is some deeper connection, no? Is there? I'm not sure what exactly, how to pinpoint that, but it is some deeper connection is there. Sometimes.
A mother never get tired of waiting.
Gia was saying, no, patience. A mother never get tired of waiting.
Good boundaries.
Good boundaries. Mhm.
Able to say no.
A good mother is able to say no. able to say no when needed and able to say yes when that is required. Mhm. Anything else?
Creative, like a good singer,
Ah,
like lullabies.
creative, yeah. Yeah. Creative. I remember many of those things I learned from my own mother, like sewing and uh, how do you call these things? Uh, Crochet and all the different
Knitting and crochet.
knitting and crochet and making nice little things around the house, all those things.
Yeah.
From nothing, making something beautiful. Mhm.
Same day, it's like a hat, so we can protect the head from being cold.
They need a hat to protect their head from getting cold. Okay. Anyone else? Ideas of mothers? Yeah. A little bit connected with what Varsha was saying. There is this bit of an intuitive bond. But also mothers have this ability to make you feel comforted physically also, no? When you are sad or when you are hurt. And I don't know, many of us might not run to daddy, but to mommy when you fall or you hurt or they bully you at school, something like that. And mom is there to kind of understand. The beauty and the greatness of motherly qualities is that they give a sense of feeling safe, a sense of feeling understood, sense of feeling loved unconditionally. And for a mother, her child, many mothers at least, like I said, these motherly qualities over time, humanity has been lost that power. But in its original pure state, for the mother, her child is best. Her child is most beautiful. She has that vision of the child, that her child is. And part of that vision helps the child also bring out the best and feel loved and feel respected. And my mother often says, Mother's Day is not one day in the year. Every day is Mother's Day. Now, coming back to the more spiritual angle. How good a mother are you for yourself? But we can maybe do for others, but how good a mother can you be for yourself? In Raj Yoga, there is the understanding that we are spiritual beings. Body. Oh, no. We all know our body very well. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay. So there is a body, but we say human being. Human is the body, and the being is the being of consciousness, the soul, the one who makes the body move, the one who uses the eyes to see, the one who uses the mouth to speak, the being. Now, the body has its own characteristics and its own extension. The body is the body has a color of skin, body has a certain gender, body has born in a certain culture, certain race, certain ethnicity. And through the body, we experience interactions with other human beings. We experience an education, family, friends. We experience physical surroundings, a house. We experience nature, job and money, all these things, sports and society. We experience all of that through the body. But the being that I am, soul, is non-physical. And non-physical means, you can see this? This is visible. Non-physical means you can't see. No. Non-physical means we cannot see. Yeah. So the being we cannot see, we cannot touch, we cannot smell. The body you can touch, body you can see. But the being operating the body, you cannot see. Non-physical. But the being has these two parts within. The being has what we call this, rational, what is it? Rational abilities, like determination, like courage, like analyzing, researching, and the other side within the being is the caring, the the patience, the creative side, loving. The other part is more the power, law. So there are like these aspects within the what is it? A balanced personality. One can be loving, but also firm. So these both sides are there. One is patience, but also one can be, how to say, assertive. and put both sides within us are part of the inner being. And sometimes it is called, we call this part the masculine part within and the feminine principle. You could say the masculine principle and the feminine principle within the same being. And we need to develop both sides. No, we need to be neat. For a balanced personality, we develop both sides. Can be very loving, but at the same time, also be very detached.
It just reminded me, it says letting go,
Uh-huh.
detachment.
Yeah.
A good mother is able to let
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, a good mother. That there is this story, not story, like an anecdote more of the condor who, when the condor is a couple and they lay eggs for several months, their life is completely for the children. And so they hardly eat. They just fly and look for food for the children. They usually have 1 or 2 eggs, two chicks. And all the chicks do is they sleep, they eat, and they cry. That's all they do for several months. And so the parents and mother, they just fly, look for food, bring food for the chicks. They fly out, they look for food, bring food for the children. That is all they do. But after several months, the children are grown. The children can fly for themselves. There comes a time when they are big and strong enough. The parents have become thin because most of the food gone to the children. But when the time is there for the children to fly, children don't want to fly because it is very comfortable. They don't need to do anything. Just eat, sleep, cry. Eat, sleep, cry. Why should they leave? No, but mother and father, of course, also, but mother is very clear that the beauty of life and the beauty of an eagle is to fly. And the thrill and the aim of the life of an eagle is to soar the sky and not be bound by the nest. So sometimes mother has to push child out of the nest. Sometimes bit strong. So there were many months that everything was done to make child comfortable. But now it's time for the child to fly. So mother little bit has to push. And they do. And of course, the children don't want to go. But when they do fly and they discover the thrill of flying, it always works out well. And then they fly, they come back to the nest as if saluting, and then they fly off. And so this quality, it is actually a parent quality, in this context, but definitely also mother, the caring, the nurturing, the creating a safe space and environment. But with the aim to make the child strong, with the aim to make the child independent. And when time is there, not to give in to the weakness of the child or the laziness of the child or the carelessness or the whatever. Now it's time to fly and make your own life. So this beautifully illustrates these two sides within. One is the loving and the surrender and the ability to sacrifice, but also the firmness, the law, the letting go, and the encouragement for others, for the child, to let the child discover their own beauty and freedom. But again, tonight's session was, yes, honoring mothers, but honoring the motherly principle and asking ourselves, how good of a mother can we be for ourselves? Because there are times when we also need to be caring and loving and patient with ourselves. But there are also times when I need to be firm with myself, when I need to be clear with myself, where not to give in to, I don't know what the word is in English, ño, like spoiling, giving in to laziness, for example. And we have the potential of both these sides within us. But what happens over time on the journey of the soul is the feminine principle and the masculine principle, they also can get degraded. When we entering into body consciousness, when we're coming into ego, when we're coming into attachments and bondage to matter and to limited thinking of ourselves. And we start acting from a space of insecurity and a space of neediness, desires and expectations, then these sides within our own personality get used for selfish motives, gets used for those limited desires. And so caring and loving can slowly become manipulative. I will give you, but the unconditionality of things is not there anymore. So that expression of love comes out of my own neediness, or power becomes power play, and control, what is it, freak kind of tendencies, or overthinking and overanalyzing, creating complications in my own mind and projecting that, and complicating my own life through that. So these two parts, they can also have that lower side, which was what Vimal was saying. Not all mothers are perfect. That is when the soul has left its highest state of awareness, when the soul has entered into a body conscious state of awareness. And then these qualities are less also. You want to say anything? Does it make sense? Can you see that within you? So if you take a list of virtues, if you take a list of mental powers, then you can see that they are in one of these categories. No? So like, and we need both to live a balanced life. No? For example, the qualities that are of enthusiasm. But enthusiasm also needs to be balanced with wisdom. Because if there is enthusiasm, we need the power to discern also where to use our energy, where to use our creativity, and for what not. And so it is very useful to understand these two sides within ourselves. You want to say anything? Ask anything?
Mothers are very organized.
Some mothers are very organized. Yeah. It is kind of a motherly quality to organize the house. Yes. Yeah. Organize the house, organize life, teach children how to be organized. Yeah.
Teach by example.
Yeah. They teach by example. Yeah. Yeah, it is quite amazing. Even after many, many, many years, you still remember how your mother did certain things. And how you naturally tend to do like that also. And there's a time that you actually think everybody does it like that because you were brought up in that way. And then sometimes you find out that things are different in different families or in different cultures. But growing up, the examples that your mother and your parents set for you, you kind of grow into that and grow up with that naturally. Yeah. Or the opposite. Yeah. Sometimes out of rebelliousness or out of whatever reason, sometimes we come with a certain baggage from the past. No? As a soul, we are never really born. We enter a body takes birth, and then there is a baby. But soul exists before, and sometimes we carry certain tendencies from the past which are so strong and which are overwhelming, and that we are not necessarily open to what new we get in this life. So that happens also, yeah, over time. The children have so much baggage that they are not absorbing what parents are offering them. That is definitely possible. But again, today's session was to check yourself. How is the mother in you for yourself? Do you have patience of a saint with yourself? No. For example, when do we need patience? Always. Can we create for ourselves internally a safe space where we can just be? A sense of acceptance and a sense of deeper love. And one thing is what personality, tendencies, and habits we have acquired over time But the mother in us can also remind us of the essence of who we are. A soul, a spiritual being. And that as a soul, as a spiritual being, innately we have soul qualities. Innately we have the same qualities as the Supreme Soul, God. Innately there is this potential within each one of us to be peaceful. Innately, we have the potential of strength and power. Innately, we are beings of love, pure, innocent, clean. And so the mother within us can remind us of the truth and the beauty of our own being innately. And we need patience for that because we might not be in that state at all. Because of whatever situations, because of whatever baggage we are carrying, because of our own inner weakness that we have allowed to come in over time, because of tremendous amount of waste thinking and overthinking and complicated thinking and projection, we may have weakened ourselves. And that gets expressed at this level at a not necessarily very pleasant way. And we may look at ourselves and we may even blame ourselves for these expressions of weakness. Then we need to mother ourselves, care ourselves, nurture ourselves, have patience with the self, and remind the self of the innate truth and the essence of the beauty of our own being. Is there anything? Ask anything. Now, meditation is one way to nurture the self. Meditation is one way through which we consciously remind ourselves of the beauty and the essence of who we are. But repeatedly, consistently. So it is much better to meditate every day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, than once a month for 6 hours. You probably will not be able to do 6 hours anyway if you're not having some regularity.
So that's mother quality reminds, keeps reminding.
Yeah, so yeah, the motherly quality in the self. Repeat is patient in that way also, no? Can remind and continuously remind. and remind again. Yeah. And not only through words, but just through attitude, through their vision also. And to hold that attitude for the self. To honor the being that you are. Shall we do some practice together? So we keep the body comfortable. Just let the breathing be regular. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And with every breath, you let the body relax more and more. And just become aware of the position of the body, the feet on the floor, the back straight, and how the thighs, the back of the thighs touch the chair. Become aware of the sensations in the muscles. Now become aware of the one who is experiencing all of this. Just give me a minute. Become aware of the inner being, the one who is experiencing the bodily sensations. The one who is using the senses. soul. Timeless being of light. Pure, free, radiant, living light. And on the screen of the mind, we just hold that image. Of a tiny star, peaceful, a benevolent being. And if any other thoughts come into the mind, don't fight with them. Just let them pass, like clouds, come and go. And return to this image of the being of light. I am a being of peace. I am a being of love. Innately there is power. If I do not waste it, there will always be strength. For a few moments, just allow the mind to be immersed in this experience of peace and light. Om Shanti. So this is one way to care for the self. One way to care for the being that is you. There is another aspect also, which may be very useful to explore for yourself also. This is an invitation to experiment with the mother of the soul. Not the soul. Body has its own, has parents. Soul also has parents. The father, the mother of the soul, the supreme soul, the one who lives in the dimension beyond matter, the dimension beyond sound and time and change, the soul world. The supreme soul resides in that world of light. And the supreme soul is one who is always so conscious, one who is always loving and wise and powerful and pure, never loses that state of perfection and purity. And that one is the mother of the soul, also father of the soul, also friend. But when we connect our mind, our intellect, our awareness with that dimension, we can enter the present, experience the bond and the presence and the existence of the Supreme. And we can experience that supreme love and that supreme care and that vibrations of unconditional acceptance and love and patience from the Supreme. And that is something that at a very deep level heals and soothes and nurtures and brings us back to our own highest state. And that is a very sweet, very empowering experience. So when we celebrate Mother's Day, let us also celebrate our Supreme Mother, God. And of course, a further step, a deeper step in meditation is to nurture and explore and experience that soothing, that sweet bond and connection with the Supreme, that company of God as Mother. God is also Father, but Father's Day is next month. This Sunday is Mother's Day. So let the Supreme pamper you, nurture you. But it is all at a subtle and invisible level. So it requires the mind to become refined and detached from the gross. Okay, anyone want to say any final thoughts before we close?
It's very clear.
Yeah. Okay. Then maybe we can close with a minute of silence together. And you practice for yourself now to be a good mother for yourself. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Next time.
Om Shanti.